Hello, hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Becky Raney with All In on Oils. And today I wanted to talk about the top success tips for you to be a really great network marketer. And this is from a lot of the really successful network marketers and really great training here that I'd love to share with you today. And so, what we're going to talk about is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to talk about a highly successful business in 8 simple steps. Okay. And so basically, when we go through with tip number one, we are going to talk about making a decision. Making a decision is really so important to choose all in. Like we have our business name is All In on Oils, right? All in. And we came up with that after we sold our print shop and after 28 years, and really just was totally um, realizing that this is a powerful business that we can be in and it matters to me. It matters only to me, no one else. And for you, so when you're making a decision to be a network marketer, there's so many powerful benefits of doing that. You get to work at home, you get to work on your own time, you get to do all your own things. But sometimes, it's really difficult to have focus and clarity when you're just all over the place. I get it. I've been that way and I know how difficult it is to have focus and clarity, all these distractions all around us and everything. But it's really important. So choose in, and then you want to launch your business. So once you've chosen in, you're able to then really just pave down the road with your commitment, with your clarity, and then you're going to want to launch your business. And for many different people, that looks differently. But for what I like to teach my people in our business is a lot of really great tips on how to get started. What is the one page simple steps for you to work through to launch your business? So buckle down, do all the scheduling, all the planning. What does it take to be a network marketer? What are all those things that you want to do to be able to have a successful business? You can look around, do some studying and all that different stuff. But again, we're going to go back to all lands on you. You cannot blame your success or your non success on your upline or downline. You have to look inside, figure out all the planning and scheduling. It's kind of like going to school and taking a test, right? When the rubber hits the road, it all depends on what's up here in your mind. And if you're going to go through and do all that planning and that working. So you want to also then tip number three is create a plan. Of course, schedule your classes, go through and figure out what are you going to do this month? What are you going to do this next quarter? What are you going to do all year long to be able to have a focus plan? Because you know what? You know who your boss is? It's your calendar. Your boss is your plan. So spend some time, some quality time, so you can focus on what your plan is. Then you're going to work the plan. Do you know how I would have to say 80% to, if not probably higher than that, 90% of the people who start their own businesses. Now, I'm not even just talking about network marketing, I'm talking about a brick and mortar business. They go out of business in the first year. And it's because there's all these unforeseen things that happen out there, right? The pandemic, for example, all these different things happen. Sometimes it's no fault to blame anything. But when you're going through and thinking about working and creating your plan, most people fail because they have not put a plan in place. You go to a bank to get a loan, they want you to come up with a business plan. You have to have your budget together. You have to have your marketing plan together. You have to have your schedules together. You have to have your branding, all of this thought through. And so going through and doing that, it takes discipline. It takes so much discipline. Some of the coaching is to work on 15-minute blocks. So when you're working on your schedules and working on your plan, work through it so that way you can really be productive in that 15 minutes and then another 15 minutes on another part of the plan or so forth. Okay. This will help you push your limits. Tip number four is personal growth. This is something that I've always believed in. I feel like you are not actually growing if you're not actually moving forward if you're actually doing personal growth. You're probably moving backwards. So reading, doing personal development, looking and analyzing when you plan, do review every month, every day, every week. You're going to go through and figure out, well, how did today happen? did what I do today. I wish I would have done this better. I could have done that better, but tomorrow is a brand new day. Guess what? It's so exciting. I can actually work on this, but maybe I need some more help in this area. So what books can I read? Where can I get some mentoring around that? And creating personal power habits to be able to get yourself through those stopping points. And, I would have to say again that this is probably the hardest part for most people. And there's a lot of people out there that give network marketing a really bad name. And I would say it's because they don't do this personal growth. They keep making the same mistakes over and over again. They keep presenting incorrectly. They keep inviting incorrectly, and it's actually a put off, right? When you've been chased around by somebody in a network marketing company, it's actually just really just something you don't want to be a part of. So, what you want to do is actually focus on this personal growth, focus on all this really great stuff to create these really wonderful habits and effective habits. Every minute of your day should be working on something that's going to be income producing. And so, how powerful is that to be able to uh, move forward with your personal development, which is going to equal business success? And the other part of this too is you never give up on yourself, you guys. Never ever give up on yourself. That personal development sometimes is really, you don't like what you see, right? But isn't this great? You have a whole team here to help you and support you and to become bigger than you know yourself to be. Tip number 5 is to align to a system. What's so great about doTERRA is we got this amazing system. Our exact upline actually designed all of these business building guides for doTERRA. This stuff is just amazing. And what's so cool about that is when you are working in the system, this is a very simple, easy system. When you're working with it, the system is duplicatable for your downline, and then your downline can duplicate it with their downline. And we want to keep it simple, easy, that anybody can do this. Seriously, anybody can do a network marketing company. And with doTERRA, like I tell you, the culture, the incredible company, the products are just amazing. It makes it simple and easy. Tip number 6 for having a successful marketing business is doing the basics. Just like we were talking about in the previous slide, going through and doing the basics is really important. Keeping it simple. When I first got started with network marketing, because I'm a graphic designer, I thought, oh, I could do all these cool things. I can make my own class sheets. I can do all this really cool stuff. And to be honest with you, it actually really, really held me back. If I just would have kept with the system, because a lot of my people cannot actually do graphic design work, and so they couldn't be me, right? And that's not good. We want people to be able to use the systems that's already in place so that way everybody can move forward. Tip number 7 is to start your new reps off right. So, showing them all the great duplication processes, how basic it is, and coming up with a list is really powerful. With me, I can help you with this great list. We have an enormous amount of support. I have a checklist of about 6 things that you'd like to get started off right with. And then I would like to show you how to do that with your downline and to just make it simple, easy, and really just incredibly anybody can do it, right? Tip number 8, I forgot to change the tip number on this one, but you want to commit to a minimum of 2 years. And the reason why we say that is, you know, um, starting a business just doesn't happen overnight. When you started a new job, you had this one task that you had to learn and this one thing. So starting a new business just doesn't happen overnight. There's things you're going to want to learn, things you're going to want to figure out, systems you want to massage and get better at, classes you're going to want to teach and get better at. And if you give up after the first week, really, you can't do that on yourself. And if you give up after the first 6 months, there's give it 2 years, because it really sometimes some people are at a different level. And when you sign up people, they're probably at a different level, but give it a 2 year commitment. And you'll just find so much more power and benefits in that. And I think that's all that we have for today. I just wanted to talk to you real quick here about today's training on how to onboard and become a successful network marketer. So I hope this was valuable for you, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you.